Carrying bodies. There was a shipwreck on the bedroom carpet. All the bodies were naked as night, for they had all been making love with me at various points in the past at the instant of impact. Most of them were bigger than I was. Marvin, Peter, Doug, plus a dozen more thug imitators and whale facsimiles, cast up from the dullest sea, scratching the sand as I dragged them further inland. I stood on the windy strand in a dark gray serge suit, salty air whipping my trouser legs like long, narrow banners, the flags of skinny countries. Chile, are you at your anorexic stage? I caught my breath, resting to be the single pallbearer for Nathan, Takashi, Tino. Being nearly the same size, we made a tight rectangular puzzle, not a lopsided mess of missized pieces. There were teachers. Our love-making had been intellectual, with arguments as naked as day. These lay among musicians who taught me to play by touch, who made a striptease of unsnapping lids, unzipping soft cases, and easing their instruments out. I trundled Stephen in a wheelbarrow, pulled Billy in a red wagon, dragged Marty and Rick on shower curtains. You'd think after a while I'd feel I was rolling heaps of dirt, pulling loads of dolls, carrying rolled-up rugs that hid no murder victims. It wasn't so, not even for foes and strangers, not for the singer who looked suspiciously like Jesus, or the senator grimacing like Judas, or the old man reeking like Lazarus. I toted one after the other across my shoulders to the public library, swept the books from the shelves and stretched the corpses in their places. Sometimes extras for meager pay saw my body sitting up, bouncing down the sidewalk in midair, like Doris Day in Pillow Talk, without Rock Hudson. The director commanded soothingly, "Stay where you are, he's not levitating, he's being kidnapped by his own invisible self." The voice of that one self-important bystander that masters every emergency. Emergency or crisis? The choice depended on the rhythm. When the line sounded right, I was done. I clicked save and returned to the movie I'd begun before crawling into bed. About the time Ben Stiller started to envy his son, I remembered how different the bodies and the act of carrying had been in my head, lying on a futon before dawn. Some were still breathing. Some weren't even bleeding.